Millican. T4's finest, it's Nick Grimshaw. And their team captain, John Richardson. And facing them tonight, made in Chelsea, it's Ollie Locke. This could get hairy, it's Joe Wilkinson. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 31% of men say they have a bucket list of things to do before they die. Number 1, find out where that smoke's coming from. 12% of British people have a friend with benefits. I've got a friend with benefits. She's on benefits. And 27% of people believe in reincarnation. My uncle died and came back as a woman. I say died, he went to Thailand. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Sean's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Is it the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor? Dr. Murray is accused of being responsible for Michael Jackson's death, which is odd, really, considering that Michael Jackson, apparently, in his house, he had 4 gallons of anaesthetic just stored in his house, of serious, you know, like, medical anaesthetic, which is probably enough to put Louis Spence to sleep.
That's a lot. That's a lot. They're just trying to work out whether he killed him. And I was thinking, I can't think of a time in the last few years when Michael Jackson was alive and people went, oh, it's Michael Jackson, he looks well.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, he hasn't looked himself since 1984.
How do you tell a man he's ill when you go, you're right, Michael, you're looking a bit pale? He goes, thank you.
Well, I was thinking, before he died, his whole life must have flashed before his eyes. And his last thoughts must be, who's that little black kid singing my song?
The doctor was getting paid £100 a week, though, wasn't he? Yeah. And I was thinking, Michael Jackson's a weirdo, isn't he? Right? So if Michael Jackson was paying me £100 a week, I'd inject him with Haribo if he asked me to. Yes.
But if he's getting that much... if he was getting that much, surely there'd be an incentive to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Well, he does go on a bit, though, doesn't he?
People suspect foul play. The family suspect foul play, and it just, you know...
Well, there was a delay, wasn't there, in resuscitation, giving him the kiss of life, because it took them ages to find an 8-year-old paramedic.
I love it. I suppose that's it, because you have to hold the nose while you breathe into the mouth, don't you? So that, obviously you don't want... Right, okay, well... Easy. Let's have a look and see whether the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the long-awaited trial of Michael Jackson's doctor started this week. Make no mistake, Jackson's name is going to be dragged through the mud at this trial, but when all is said and done, Michael Jackson will remain my absolute favourite self-mutilating, mentally unstable, virtually bankrupt, suspected paedophile junkie of all time. OK, John's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
The eurozone bailout?
The eurozone bailout has been in the news a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying to sort of simplify it in my head, and the way I've worked it out is the cold countries are bailing out the hot countries. That's basically it.
That's exactly it. Has no one made that point before?
I feel sorry for Greece now. There must be a Greek finance minister whose job now must just... He's just given up.
Flippers.
Surely. He's just adding up. It'd be like when a relationship is clearly going to end and you know you're going to get dumped, so you just spend all your time doing things to prepare for being on your own. Like, if you said to the Greek finance minister, what's your sort of average day now? He'd go, well, I have a tub of Haagen-Dazs for breakfast. But you spend the rest of the morning watching YouTube videos of cats and dogs sleeping on each other. Send an email at lunchtime, is it fixed? No, and then just cry and sleep.
I just think about that no nobody but you ever prepares for being alone. I've been preparing for a long time.
Yeah, I've been preparing for it my whole damn life.
It's Greece's fault. It's Greece's fault. It's their fault they're in the situation. They borrowed too much money. And what do they produce? They produce flip-flops and ouzo. The drink nobody wants. Nobody wants ouzo. If somebody comes back from Greece, then nobody brings a bottle of ouzo unless you've got slugs in your garden. Even Sean Ryder won't drink it. That's disgusting. Who drinks something that sounds like a plasterer's nickname? Oi, ouzo! And also, they smash all the plates at the end of the meal. No wonder they're bankrupt. What the bloody Greeks, they need some fairy liquid and do some washing up. Yes.
Joe, what do you make of the Greek?
Well, apparently the world's on its, world's economy, if it carries on this way, is going to be on its arse. But I think it might have to end up sort of doing bartering again. Like I'll swap you 40 carrots for an iPod Shuffle.
Yeah. Done.
Cool. All right, I'll do that, actually.
Yeah, done. No, deal.
Yeah, great. Yeah, cool.
I love carrots. I don't think it's that bad. I think people are a lot of doom-mongering. I think all Greece have to do is go bankrupt, just like a business. If you go bankrupt as a business, you just go bankrupt. They just write off your debts and you just launch the business again under a different name. So they just come back with a new name.
What would you call them?
Pedalosia, or something like that. Humustan.
What about if it's Greece? What about lard?
Too hot.
Too hot for lard.
Could call it lube.
Welcome to Loop.
Immigration, presumably, would be quite easy. Slide straight away.
Let's have a look and see whether the eurozone bailout is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed. World leaders are struggling to solve the eurozone crisis. What's basically happened is the Greek economy has come acropolis. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get.
Is it the riveting Labour Party conference? I know it's what's kept me stuck in the house with the curtains closed. Can't take my eyes off that jamboree of laughs and... yeah, it's just been brilliant.
What was your if you had to narrow down, like, a one favourite moment from the Labour Party conference, Sean? Or maybe...
The bit. I tape it and watch it back again. And I've got on replay Ed Miliband's mouth going... It does something, it's weirder than Rio Ferdinand's mouth. It's like his mouth's doing some kind of breakdance move. He says something like prosperity, and his mouth goes...
OK, let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at him. Do you think he would benefit from your kind of... Because people think he's boring. Do you think maybe if he didn't do his shirt up properly, grew his hair out...
This is properly done. It's fashion.
Well, if you want to catch your death, it is.
That's a very old thing to say.
Catch your death. John was going to do that, but someone told him to put a T-shirt on.
Do you know how it was? Because it was down to there, and then a member of production team...
Careful,
said, no.
ladies.
Careful.
Chicks dig a T-shirt, Ollie. That's all I'm saying. Chicks like a man who's warm.
Have you ever been lower than that?
Have I ever... Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got it.
I didn't mean that, I meant the shirt.
It pays to advertise. I think I am showing quite a lot. I look like
You didn't get that waxed for nothing. You look like what, sorry?
Jordan. Kind of with slightly...
You look a bit like Jordan, yeah. You look like someone for whom the gender reassignment has gone brilliantly. Joe, what do you make of the Labour Party conference?
Didn't like it. So what I'm going to say, it's just speeches. For a week. Can't just do stuff. No, not for me. You do it for a week, do a speech, then do something else. Like have a bit of cabaret, sword swallow.
Well, like a wedding, like, there's speeches, but then there's a buffet and there's some dancing.
Yeah, or maybe make it like a fete. You know, win a goldfish, whack a rat, donkey dog.
You go to Ed Miliband, he's trying to get a coat hanger round the thing.
Yeah. You idiot, goth.
It's in Liverpool, Ollie. Have you been to Liverpool? You spent much time
I
in
have.
Liverpool?
Well, I've been there once.
You've been there once. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Did you? What did you love about it?
Yeah. It was...
There's people there wearing more fake tan than you?
No. Never that. No, that's rare.
Anyway.
I'm just going to assume, until further notice, that politicians don't like crime. So you don't need to get up at the conference and go, at Labour, we want crime to go down. Kind of assume that. I would listen more to a politician if one stood up and went, I've got this weird idea that if I let crime go up a bit, police will get better at solving it. At least then you go, ooh, that's all right, I'm going to vote for you. And then they try and do jokes. His opening joke was about, I don't know if you know, but last year I had a deviated septum. At no point should you try and win people over with the phrase deviated septum. Next year he's going to clutch in at straws and go, this year, bit of trouble with the poo pipe. Had to go to the doctor. Just be a politician.
Yeah, I do hate a hit politician. And they've been going on to, like, cool songs. So, like, they
They've
walk
got
off to,
walk-on
like,
music.
Florence and the Machine, like, walk-on music, yeah.
Oh, that is
It's
what,
so
like a boxer
embarrassing.
stepping into the ring?
Yes. And they, like, walk off to, like, the Maccabees and stuff. It's like, what? Stop.
Whereas really they should walk on to...
Well, surprisingly, that's not in our top three. The Labour Party held their annual conference in Liverpool this week. Ed Miliband has admitted to some of the mistakes the Labour Party made when Gordon Brown was leader. Mainly that they had Gordon Brown as leader. One more thing to get fingers on buzzers.
I think it's that footballer, Tevez. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the footballer
Well,
Tevez?
I really don't know anything about football, but I think
You don't need to say that twice.
He's really expensive, and he refused to go on some big match. And there was some sort of row, and you saw him being like, well, I'm not going on. Which I kind of liked, the kind of thought of, like, an obnoxious... Because I love an obnoxious pop star. You know, like...
It's the
pop
sort of
stars
thing
that make people
Axl
wait.
Rose would do.
Yeah, I love that, like, not going on yet.
Axl Rose shouldn't have to go on because he's not a footballer, so...
It's a good point, well made, Sarah. I can't argue with that.
If you're on £200,000 a week and your boss says, you won't do half hour for us, would you?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really go, no, I don't want that today. I'm not really asking. Can you go and definitely do... I don't see why he's still here. He's been in the country 4 years and he wants to leave. That's his big thing. He didn't want to play because I don't want to be in the country. I want to go home. I can't speak any English. I've been here 4 years. The only words he's got to learn is, like, kick, goal. Like, the Spanish for goal is goal. The Spanish for football is football. Like, it's not like we're asking him to learn Sanskrit.
He also said it was a miscommunication, didn't he? He said it because what he actually said was, OK, boss, where do you want to play? But because of his accent, it came out like, I fucking hate Man City. You can piss off, shove it out your arse, you piece of shit. That's an accent thing.
Yeah.
It's just a dialect.
Well, because it's from the
What he
Catalan
actually
region.
said was, "Ke?"
Do we know why he didn't go up? Like, why he just refused? Was it just... Had he just realised that football's a bit shit? Okay, thanks, love.
Just one, like, fucking yes! Finally, someone said it!
If you look at Tevez, though, he's a very unfortunate-looking chap, isn't he? He does. He looks like Shrek's ugly mate, doesn't he?
I refute that. Let's have a look. He's a great-looking guy. In fairness to him, that was a very sunny day. His flash is still strong. I like it. It's still strong.
Just as well he didn't go on, to be honest, because in that picture I can see he's already broken pretty much the rule of football. This is good, you see? I scored a goal!
He's attention seeker, isn't he? Let's face it, if you're gonna go to a football match and sit on the subs bench, you're probably gonna go on, let's face it, you've got to do that. And then he just says no. He's obviously an attention seeker.
You think he's an attention seeker?
Yeah.
He's obviously an attention seeker. It's the most attention-seeking sort of thing I've ever bloody seen. my friend, is how you get attention. Let's have a look and see whether Carlos Tevez is one of the most talked about people this week. Yes, Carlos Tevez was told he'd never play for Man City again after refusing to go on as a sub. Carlos Tevez earns £250,000 a week. To put that in terms the layman will understand, fucking hell. At the end of that round, Sean, Joe and Ollie have 1 point. John, Nick and Sarah in the lead with 2. That's it for part 1. See you after the break. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean, Joe and Ollie, what do you like the look of?
Can I have an old woman punch in the air, please?
I agree.
Here is a clip to illustrate your question.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
That looked like the sort of thing that would be on a Dispatches documentary. Followed by Ethel didn't want to be in a home.
They have closed down that choir.
I've got a weird thing about older women recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like a bit of granny fanny, do you?
Well, I've realised that my genuine celebrity crush when someone asked me the other day is Joanna Lumley. Like, quite honestly. And then last night I was at an event and a woman actually walked past me looking like Joanna Lumley and I gave her the kind of thing and I was like, what am I doing? This woman's probably 80.
Well, he had a stroke next to him.
But I don't know what.
OK, so the question. In a poll to find the best thing about retirement, taking up new hobbies came second. What came first? So what's the best thing about retirement?
Is it finding out what your dog does all day long? At work, I imagine people have got a dog and think, what's he doing now? When you're retired, you go, oh, he sits over there. And he goes over there for a bit. And then he goes up the stairs, pines at my bedroom door, then comes back down.
I'll definitely pretend to forget my relatives.
Oh, yeah, that's
Don't know who you are. You might as well leave. Then carry on watching the telly. Thank God they've gone.
The train journey to Switzerland. Lovely scenery. That's the last time I used Eurostar, but I told my nan we were going to Euro Disney.
I'm just going to do all the things I do now, but not get the piss taken out of me for them. Right? I'm going to tuck things in, I'm going to pull my trousers up, I'm going to buy slippers. I bought a pair of slippers last week, and, you know, at my age, you have to make an ironic, wacky, just, you know, it's just a joke, really. Just, I want to wear slippers in my house. Really soft on the inside, sliding into a slipper.
Sorry, give me the sliding into a slipper noise? That should be a lady.
What are you putting in the slipper?
If you've got the right slipper, you don't need a woman. That's what I'm going to say.
I think eating. I think my gran was a big eater, just never store and not eating. You know, they love listing who's dead.
Oh, that's their best thing
Oh,
ever,
that's
yeah.
like their favourite thing. All excited that Janet's dead, and they've outlasted Janet.
People you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Elsie? You know her mum?
Whoa. OK, my
Yeah,
nan...
not Elsie.
My nan's called Elsie.
No,
so
Elsie's
that's
all
just-
right.
I can't believe they found you first.
I've got some really terrible news. Ollie is your new granddad.
Like, your first reaction when you found out I was your grandson was to give me a pervy wink.
OK, so Beth, you've been the closest so far, Sean, with your trip to Switzerland.
Is it holidays?
I'll give you that. The best thing about retirement is time to travel the world. Of course, once you've retired, you can go anywhere. Down to the post office, to the bingo, to the post office, then maybe the bingo, or even the bingo, and then the post office. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Best way to spot a liar?
Big wooden nose.
Are his pants on fire?
His pants are not on fire. He does not have a big wooden nose. What is the best way to spot a liar?
I can always tell if someone's lying if they go, right, Joe, you look well.
I don't know about looking well. You look like everyone from Guess Who.
Is there an actual truth serum, or is that like a Harry Potter thing? In all honesty, is that? Can you actually like? Is there a serum? Like, is it?
Yeah,
Like,
it's called Bacardi.
not even.
What's that, Lambrini?
That's gone up in price recently.
What's gone up in price?
It used to be 89p, and I think it's about £2.30 now.
Most people know the price of milk.
Is it if they give you flowers afterwards?
She was just a girl from the office. Please.
I think if you go to a pub 2 days running and the same man is sat in the same chair at the bar, he's definitely full of shit. Any man who ever tells you had trials for, insert name of football club. Every man over 50 has had trials at a football club, and it's as if in the 50s they all just went, let's try everyone. Get everyone in, someone will be brilliant.
It's more about how they tell their story.
They go like that and go, well, the other day, I went to the moon.
Like a weird
loony, they go.
Yeah, like a voodoo priest. That's how they tell.
It's like a funeral in New Orleans.
I tell you a story.
Is that how it's told?
I think eye contact could be the answer, Jimmy.
There's no way.
Is it when people give too much detail?
It's not too much detail. I'll tell you the answer. The best way to spot a liar is that they keep changing their story. We've all told lies. I was drunk, he was drunk, we were just having a laugh, I never touched it. It was his idea, I fell on it. I just wanted to know what it tasted like. Nothing happened. I don't even know him. Stop going on about it. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Joe and Ollie have 2 points. John, Sarah and Nick have 2, which means it's a dead heat. Everyone's a winner. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. If you want more, tune in tomorrow night for 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut. That's it from us. Good night.